I am sitting here on a warm evening, eating ice cream and watching the firefly, or as some people say, lightning bug. So I'm watching the firefly show. So the lightning bugs are mating. So the females are giving off a light the best that they can, the brightest that they can. Hopefully that the male will choose them. They normally don't like light. They'll stay away from the light. That's why a lot of communities don't see the lightning bug, because they have all these kind of street lights. I have some light around here. I have a light there in the rear. The neighbor has a light. So the firefly, or the lightning bug. I'm in the outer garden for the firefly show. How about that? It is July the 1st, and I am sitting under the honeysuckle arbor. Lonoceros paraclimium, the scientific name. But before I get into this, the honeysuckle has graciously allowed me to tell a story about the hyacinth bean plant, which I had first put in here over the arbor. And it is an annual. It grows very fast. I don't have a picture of that particular one, but I do have a picture, and I'll show you that, and I will show you the bean. And it grew up fabulously, and I loved it. So one evening after dinner, I invited my wife out to the outer garden. And as we were coming through and under the hyacinth, it scratched her on the neck. And she was rightly concerned about that, and showed it to a friend the next day, and told her what kind of plant did it. And her friend said she thinks it's poisonous. Well, my wife came home, and from there on in, she thinks that I tried to kill her. So I said, what can I do? How can I make amends? It was a Chloe and Daphnis, Greek mythology. Lived far apart, and they were lovers. And they wanted to be closer together. They wanted to live closer together. But the only time they could be together is when the honeysuckle bloomed. So Daphnis went to the Greek god Eris and explained the situation and said, what can you do for us? So the Greek god of love decided, well, he is just going to make the honeysuckle just bloom longer. And that is why we get it from the early summer right up until near into September and October before the first frost. So I thought to myself, wow, Chloe and Daphnis, love, affection, togetherness, wow, harmony, that could do it. That I can make amends to my wife. And so I got rid of the hyacinth bean, tore it down, went out, got a couple of the honeysuckle plants and got them in here, and it has been growing ever since, maybe for about 10 years. Sometimes I have to cut it back, and that's why it's not full right now. And I believe my wife has been out here one time in 10 years. Have a great day.
You are looking at a bed of thyme, Thymus vulgaria. And if you look closely, you may see a small specialist pollinator from the Andrena species. Thyme has chemicals that are antibacterial and antifungal that are beneficial to the bees. And if we hang around here long enough, we may see some bumblebees, some honey, hover bees, and wasps. They just love the sweet nectar. Thyme is beneficial to a human too. It's good for antibacterial purposes. You could take a teaspoon of this thyme, steep it in some boiling water, add some lemon juice, drink a couple cups of this a day. Thyme. Thymus vulgaria. And it was Pliny, Roman author, naturalist, and philosopher, states that thyme cures everything from poisonous spider bites to apoplexy. Apoplexy is like a stroke. And so it was an Alphonse Karr. He was a French author. He wrote A Tour Around My Garden. And he has another reason for the thyme to be so special for him. And he has a lot of gratitude for it. And he writes, if you may then let me, I will read that to you. As you look at the pollination going on. Thyme takes upon itself to embellish the parts of the earth which other plants disdain. If there is an arid, stony, dry soil, burned up by the sun, it is there thyme spreads its charming green beds, perfumed, close, thick, elastic, scattered over with little balls of blossom, pink in color and a delightful freshness.